welcome to this week's episode of
Advice from Your Besties.
Woo!
And each week we take your questions and we give you our answers, and hopefully you take our advice because it's usually pretty good. And this week, this is a special edition a little bit because
Why's that?
last night I went out with my husband and his friends, and I forget that I haven't hung out with guys talking about dating or like relationships in forever.
Ooh.
Ugh,
I am so pumped.
I miss it. So one of his friends, his name also happens to be Doug.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Doug is single and he has like a 4-year-old kid. He's like 30s-ish. But he's out there looking for love. Mm-hmm. So I'm asking him, I'm like, okay, first of all, where are you meeting people?
Yeah.
And he said he'd rather meet people in real life.
IRL, me too.
Yeah, but I was like, but like where in real life?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, I mean, like at a bar or something, or like at a restaurant. We were at like a restaurant with like a bar lounge area. And he's like, but if I walked up to this table of girls right now, they'd be so mean to me. I'm like, I know, we're so mean to like any guy that walks up to the group.
I'm not anymore. Okay, go on.
So he's like, that makes it so hard and it's so intimidating because I want to say hi, but they're going to be mean. And he's like, and like the dating apps, he's been off of those for a couple of years because what was happening is that people just are not representing themselves in the best.
The irony is I represented very accurately. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, of course, this girl shows up and she's like 50 pounds heavier than she is in her photo. And I'm kind of taken aback because I'm like, well, that's not what you represented. And then he's like, then I'm the asshole because like you didn't represent yourself.
Right.
He's like, it's just a bunch of bullshit. So from the male perspective, the dating scene is also just as terrible.
I didn't realize that. Because we over here on the other side assume that they are picking whatever they want right off the tree. Nom, nom, nom. And then take a bite out of it and toss it behind. And they're like, I didn't like that. That's grody.
Well, also, so there's like a couple of guys there and I was asking like, okay, like what about on a first date? Like, do you hook up? He's like, no, that's such a red flag if you hook up on the first date.
Oh, these are quality individuals.
They really are.
I didn't, that's not my experience.
He's just saying it's a red flag because he's like, so you're just going to like give it away and then there's nothing else to like look forward to. He's like, that's just like, I'm not down for that. Like
But if you're meeting them on Tinder, that's literally what you're there for. Okay, go on.
But also like this other guy who just got married recently, also in his 30s, he's like, yeah, like I don't want to hook up on the first date. And like, we don't want that. We want like long term. I'm like, but like, how do you know if you're going on the date, if this is going to go like long term or if it's hookup? And he's like, you just get the vibe right away. So there's not like a clear indication from the other party apparently. Or they're getting mixed signals.
Okay.
I feel like there's mixed signals coming from both sides.
Okay. Do you have anything more to say about that?
Not about that one.
Okay. What I have to say about that is the way I grew up. They weren't necessarily going to call you back if they didn't attempt.
Right.
Right? So now the newest batch of people dating is like, ew, that's disgusting if you hook up.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I like it. It takes that like pressure off the table. Ideally, that's actually the best possible scenario.
Right.
But I can't keep up.
Actually, and I think this is a good sign for you. Because what he was also saying is that if you're...
This is a good sign for me.
Yeah. Because you know how you don't like texting and you don't like the communication part of it? He said that if a girl is texting like, good morning, how's your day going? What's going on? Like, how are you doing? He's like, I'm sitting at my desk job working. Like, why are you texting me so much? He's like, it's like weird and also a red flag if you're just like texting me, how's your day going?
Yeah.
Than like texting too much.
However, if you're a girl and you receive, how's your day going? And it's like at 11, I don't mind it.
Right.
I don't mind one. I don't necessarily want to hear, and I certainly don't want you to create a pattern.
No.
Patterns of communication, in my opinion, should only be established when you guys really like each other. And the likelihood is positive that you will continue to move forward. But don't start breadcrumbing and then get me hooked on carbs when we're really not. It's only going to be like 6 weeks, and like, don't do that.
Well, the consensus was among the boys was that like from the female perspective or from females, they're not expecting you to text them. Like,
I don't expect anything. But if you start to.
I mean, like, if the guy texts you, that's different. They don't, like, want the girl texting them all the time.
Oh, good. Because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's what they like. Because they're like, that's fucking weird.
Good. Mm-hmm. What else did you learn?
Being fit is good. And, like, being hot is good. But, like, what else do you have going on? So, looks fade. And then, of course, I had to, like, bring you up. I was like, okay, well, my best friend... Chelsea, she's super hot. She's got it going on. She's funny. I'm like, but I mean, her living situation is like a little complicated.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, so like, what are your thoughts on if someone is separated, but they still have to live with their roommate? And he's like, out of respect, I don't want to get in that situation. And then I'm like, well, it's because, you know, like there's financial purposes and like, it's just like easier. It's just like makes more sense. And he's like, nah, I don't want to get like caught up in that. I'm like, well, but if you met her, it'd be a different story. And Austin's like, yeah, if you met her, it'd be a different story. So in his mind, it's just like, if you're separated,
you're not really divorced.
No.
So I'm divorced living with my ex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he's like, I would never step foot in that house. I'm like, she would never let you step foot in that house.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed.
No.
Under any circumstances. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to lead with, like, I live with 2 dudes.
Yeah.
And it's not really set up for...
Yeah.
I live with this guy and his son. I'm just going to fucking say that.
The boys are also saying, you definitely have to live with someone before you get married. Otherwise, that's, like, for 6 months.
Sure.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm down for that.
So when should you have sex?
After it's established that, like, you are just seeing each other.
So how long is that?
It depends. It could be, like, a month. It could be, like, a few months. Like, yeah. It could be a few months.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I wonder at what age this is not. So it sounds like 30-something. But as you go up, like, closer to 37, are they expecting to wait 6 weeks before you have sex?
I think that's a good point because he's younger 30s and he has 1 child right now and he's looking for someone to have more kids with. So I think like maybe the perception is like, well, if we don't hook up right away, this is more long-term potential and like,
oh yeah. So he can have a fucking kid, but God forbid I live with my ex. But having a kid with someone which connects you infinitely until you die. Somehow that's on the table? Like, oh no. Like, you're not in a position to judge. So next time you see Doug, be like, wait a minute, help me understand. It's not okay, or you're not comfortable dating someone living with their ex, but you don't mind if they date you with a child.
I think that's 2 very different things.
Oh, I do not. I mean, on a literal sense, they're 2 different things. Your baby mama is always going to be in your fucking life. You don't think she's going to be jealous when your girlfriend is like 1 billion times hotter and now this hot-ass girlfriend is the stepmom or at least hanging out with your kid? I think that's way. You're never going to interface with my ex. If anything, you're going to love him. Everybody fucking loves him. He's going to buy you dinner. You're going to be friends. You're not going to understand why this didn't work out. And you'll be like, because I love that guy. But there is not a way in God's green earth where you're gonna be excited that I am the new baby mama.
No.
Oh yeah. Do you not think? Oh please. I am way more of a threat to imploding. I mean, you got divorced for a reason, and she's probably. I mean,
I just feel like she's just as irrelevant as your.
No, because I have been the stepmother before.
Right.
Oh boy, was I a problem. And we did get married. We were serious about each other. No. I am, if you, God, I am, no, I don't bring people together.
I just feel like if you're thinking of, I'm not going to date, it's almost like you're saying, I'm not going to date this person because they live with their ex, and I'm not going to date this person because they have a child. Like,
I will not date children. I mean, I'm sure I'll walk that back, but I really don't want to be with someone who has kids.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I don't want to date your ex.
Okay.
You're not going to date my ex. You could see him in the elevator. You could pick me up at the door. It's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem.
Okay. I just think they're different.
You have never
Apples,
experienced
oranges.
either one of those.
I haven't, but I feel like they're different red
They're
flags.
literally exactly the same, only different. Like, what's wrong with you that you had a kid and now you're divorced?
I don't even think he was married in the first place.
Well, whatever. That's even worse. What's wrong with you that you didn't marry your baby mama? And you're judging me for breaking up with this person and getting all my bills paid for? Sorry. Are you even paying your child settlement? Like, what's it called?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Good.
So he says.
Well, I guess we won't be double dating with him anytime soon.
No, I look forward to. Why wouldn't we hang out? I love the name Doug.
You know, and he's down for some magic mushrooms.
Yeah, no, I would love
like
to.
Good time, yeah.
I would love to hang out with somebody else.
I would say he's not your type, but he's fun.
No one's really my type.
Not unless you're 140 some centimeters and 100 kilograms and artistry from your carpals to your humerus.
That's hot.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like all I got about the male's dating perspective. It was so interesting.
Oh, I wish I could have been there.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah. Can you invite me the next time that comes up?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why we can't be like 5.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm fun. I add a lot of value.
Yeah, and I always like learn something new every time.
That's fun.
Yep.
That's real fun. And like the two of us slap happen like ham and egging it. I'm like, dudes, wouldn't that be fun for us?
It would be.
Oh my God. Why don't you guys have game night?
I don't feel like I have enough space for it.
You do. Stop being such a bitch about it. Little bitch.
Okay.
Not you are a bitch, but don't be a don't be a little bitch.
Jesus.
I'll bring some chairs over.
I'm not being a little bitch.
You are being a little bitch about it. Really caught you off guard on that one. Well, don't be.
Fine.
We just moved the ottoman into the guest room.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. Why would you invite people over?
I don't know. I have to do a little sprucing up, which will be done in like a month when I'm back.
What's
in business.
sprucing up?
I'm going to add some new throw pillows, a little bit of
Oh,
color.
that's going to make it a big deal? You're talking about Doug, and Doug doesn't give a fuck about your pillows. If anything, throw pillows are out. I saw a thing.
No.
Yes.
No.
Throw pillow. You know what? That pop of color is going to go, he's probably colorblind. Just like you don't think about sadness, he sure should not going to be like, oh, there's no throw pillows in here.
I would feel naked without a throw pillow.
And that's why you don't invite us over. Because you know what? We're probably going to they're going to sit on it with their ass. And they're not even
No, you have to like move it out of the way.
Oh, okay. Wait, Doug, before you sit down, let me move those throw pillows. If anything, you're going to put them on the side and they're going to get in the way, and then someone's going to throw them off because they're going to be at that corner piece where it's a 90-degree angle between the chaise part and the sofa part. And what a pain in the ass. You could be spending that on snacks.
I love how this turned into like how I should do interior decorating.
Just saying, buy the snacks, skip the pillows.
No, I don't snack. No snacks for anyone.
But if somebody was coming over to game night, people eat shit.
I guess so.
Oh, God. And you guys are wondering, like, why? But it's because you have a house. Why wouldn't you invite people over?
I know. That's right, because I have friends now in 2024.
Who are they?
I don't know yet, but I'll have some.
Don't start cheating.
Yeah, don't get a new friend while I'm gone. Okay?
Oh. You know what? My new friend's going to call me. And they're going to answer.
I'm waiting.
I'm not going to tell you about it until you get back.
Okay, I hope that this was very informative for you single ladies out there to hear from the male perspective, and also some tips and trips on interior decorating, because it's HGTV channel right now.
Boo, don't do it. Can we answer one question?
No, that's all the time we have.
Meh. This is my favorite part of our broadcasting.
Okay, so make sure you share this episode with your bestie and like, follow, subscribe, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at SoFiredPod, and make sure you are subscribed to wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.